Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Gym. Today we have a fantastic guest, Connar. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm very excited to have Connar on board. He's not someone I know very well, so we're all going to get to know Connar. So, welcome. He's from New Zealand, as you can tell. Let's start from the start. How old are you for a start?
I just turned 22.
Okay, and you came to Australia, why?
I came to Australia to, I guess, immerse myself with the better options of work and also sporting life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll touch on the sporting life. So let's go back. Let's dial right back. You've got primary school over there.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So how did you go? You went through primary school. You lived a pretty normal life. Run me through your life as a child.
Lived a normal life as a child. Went to the park, hung out with my mates, played rugby, played soccer, basketball. So I was very sporty and athletic, and was exposed to sports at a young age.
Have you got siblings?
Yes, I've got one older brother, two younger brothers.
And they were sporty as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
So we kind of we're just naturally gifted in that aspect.
Yeah.
But it wasn't till I was about, I think, 8 years old, where my granddad wanted to start teaching me and my brother self-defense.
Okay.
So like boxing, and also just like how to get out of certain holds.
For a reason? Was there a reason? Like just...
I don't think at the time there was no reason, or I didn't think there was a reason. I think for my granddad there might have been an underlying reason
Protective.
Exactly, to protect ourselves when, I guess, need be, and just exposing ourselves to the martial arts realm. I think that's what his plan was anyway.
So he went through boxing with you, took you to boxing. Muay Thai became a love of yours. How did that happen?
Muay Thai became a love of mine after I did the boxing and the taekwondo with my granddad.
Cool.
And then from there, he started me up at a kickboxing gym, freestyle MMA in Morrinsville. That was my first gym. And from there, that's kind of where the passion of Muay Thai
How old were you then?
Came about. I would have been 14.
Wow.
14.
Cool.
So 14 when I started actively competing for kickboxing and Muay Thai. And that's kind of, I remember my first fight, 14 years old, getting my hand raised, and that's kind of just where the
love,
the addiction, the passion started. Yeah.
That's sick. So did any siblings join you down the MMA or Muay Thai route?
They did, not in terms of competing.
Yeah.
My older brother was a very, very good boxer. He never competed though. His theory behind it was he never felt the need to kind of prove himself when he knew he could defend himself or kind of take someone out if need be.
Yeah.
And then with my younger two, I've got my youngest brother Andre, who does jiu-jitsu.
Legend.
Yeah, he loves it.
Love the jits.
Yeah, he's wanting to compete soon. And then Tobias, the next one in line, he dabbles in kickboxing and boxing, but he just doesn't have that spark, that fire yet, I guess.
Savage.
Yeah, the savageness, yeah.
So, you've done Muay Thai, you've dabbled with boxing, MMA, you finished school, and then what? How did you get to Australia?
I finished school, and then I don't actually know how it came about. Oh, actually, no, I do. I was talking to someone that used to do all the videography for my fights.
Oh, cool.
And he was already doing the work, like doing all the social media stuff for Johnny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From New Zealand?
Yeah.
Or, wow.
Yeah, from New Zealand. So Clinton Shooter's his name. And from then, they asked me if I would ever become a Muay Thai coach, because they had someone looking for a Muay Thai coach in Australia. There was another opportunity for America, but he gave me this Australian opportunity first because of the
citizenship.
Yeah. It was easy for someone from New Zealand to come over to Australia instead of me going to America with the visas and sorting all that.
Would it have been?
I think it was Texas.
Oh, goals.
I think it was Texas. It was Texas.
I love Texas.
So yeah, as soon as Clinton said, no, I think Australia is the kind of where we establish ourselves first. So I kind of took that option, and today marks a year.
I love that you're on the podcast for a 1 year Australian anniversary.
1 year anniversary of being in Australia. Yeah, I mean, to me it is.
That's huge.
I told myself originally I was only going to do 3 to 6 months.
Really?
It was only 3 months at first because it was my first time out of home.
Out of the
away
country?
from family,
Wow.
away from friends, work, just the normal comfort. Like comforts of life, yeah.
That's fantastic. Congrats. That's huge
no, thank
news.
you.
So you've come over, you bought the tickets, you said Johnny's giving you the job.
Yep.
You said bye to your mum, you're heading across.
Got on that plane, myself, not knowing what was going to happen. I got off the plane and Eden was actually the first one
really?
I met. Yeah,
Cool.
So and from there that was kind of a huge comforting thing. She was amazing. She was very...
Welcome to Australia.
Yeah, exactly. And then I met Johnny, went out to dinner that night with the...
Did you straight away?
Yeah, with
Cool.
Johnny and a few other of the fighters.
Yeah.
With the fight team. So I kind of already felt like a sense of belonging.
You got a family.
Yeah,
straight
exactly.
away. That's so cool. So what have you learnt over this last year?
What have I learnt? I think I've really kind of nailed down on the coaching side of things.
Cool.
Wanting to bring the best out of my fighters, my members, and also myself. And I think that's been the biggest kind of gap that I've been kind of working around to bridge, is just kind of that fighter to coach relationship.
Yeah. Is there someone that you look up to so you can learn from them to be able to implement your coachings?
I think someone I look up to, like other coaches, even Matt at Bones. Like I just kind of take and pick from all these different coaches and kind of just use it in my understanding of it.
Implement it your own way.
Yeah.
That's great. And all right, that's great. I want to know, now I don't know Connar very well, but I do know of a small story that happened to you about an accident.
Yes,
okay
correct.
To share
Yeah,
that?
of course.
Cool, please.
So I could be wrong. I know it was the 31st of August. I think it was 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but we'll just go with 2019.
Okay.
I was in a severe car accident.
How?
I fell asleep at the wheel driving home one night, and went head on with a car.
Oh my god.
Yeah, went head on with a car. I wasn't actually meant to make it through. I was pronounced dead on sight
Oh my god.
for I think 40 to 60 seconds. I'm not sure the right numbers, but I was definitely pronounced dead on sight. I maintained like 3 brain bleeds.
Oh my god.
Broken femur, so like compound fracture, femur snapped out of my leg. Heaps of internal damages, but the biggest thing was my brain injury, which is lifelong. So it's a diffusal axonal injury, a DAI.
Explain.
I'm actually not too sure. I have looked at it. I know that our brains are made out of axons, and pretty much like my whole head was just rattled and shooken up.
Wow.
So they say you've got about 72 hours to recover, for the brain to kind of recover and heal. And the likely chances of returning back to how you were are very slim. So they were preparing my family for the worst, either turning off life support, or I was going to be kind of like a vegetable for the rest of my life.
Oh my god.
So when I woke up after a 2-week induced coma, I was just in so much shock. Yeah, 2 weeks. Had some pretty crazy, wacky dreams.
So you're... Yeah, right. I don't know much about being in a coma, but...
Yeah, well, it felt like I was alive, and all the dreams were very vivid. As I woke up, I could remember everything.
Did you replay something, like, constantly? Like, what was going on?
I think, like, one big thing was I had a catheter, which is a cord that hooks to your bowel so you can urine and pass through stool. Yeah, exactly. And I kept on thinking that I was at KFC through the drive-through, and they had given me the straw, but not the drink.
Oh.
So I was losing my shit, and they had to. Apparently, Mum said like they had the whole staff in there trying to hold me down.
From the straw.
Yeah, because I was in my dream thinking that I had the straw.
Where's the drink?
Yeah, where's the drink? Exactly, and I was going berserk.
Wow.
So it was yeah, just little things, little moments like that were very very funny for me.
For sure. So coming out of that, how did you slowly become back to, well, who you are now?
It took a good 6 to 12 months of around the care from an occupational therapist, a physiotherapist, and also a psychiatrist, just for my cognitive functions.
What did
Yeah.
you struggle with?
What I struggled with the most was kind of accepting the fact that it had happened. I was in denial for a long time, saying, no, I didn't do that. No, I didn't crash. Because in my head, I thought that I made it back home. So that whole time I was in my coma, I thought I had made it back home.
And you were safe in bed.
Yeah, exactly. Then I
Wow.
wake up and I've got my mum holding onto my arm, my little brother's around, and I was just like, just shock. Yeah,
Wow.
just a huge utter shock. Yeah, I didn't know what was happening. I kind of knew where I was based off the layout of a hospital. You can kind of sift through
But then
everything.
you're probably
and-
wondering, is that a dream? Are you in a dream?
yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know because like one of my dreams was I was with like Justin Bieber,
Legend.
Chris Brown. I was with Akon. So I was like
Living your best life.
yeah. I was living my best life, and then I wake up and it's just like, wow, is this reality or is this another
Wow.
kind of dream? I didn't actually know how to kind of grasp that all.
What was the hardest part about grasping that you've come back to this reality?
I think the hardest thing grasping was the ripple effect of my actions. Seeing my little brothers, just the pain that they would have had to go through, just listening to the doctors saying that, hey, I don't think your brother's going to make it, or
Wow.
etc. etc. Yeah, so I think that was the biggest and hardest pill to swallow, was kind of just really sifting through my actions and thinking, wow, this is because like for me, I was in a coma, so I didn't know any better. I was just living my best life, and then I wake up and then I see the damages of my actions, and I think that's something that kind of
Rocks you.
yeah rocked me the most. Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
What's a positive you think that's come out of that? This is pretty bad.
I think the positive for me, and I think it was happening, I think it was obviously happening while I was in my coma, is that I have that fighter's mentality of just not to give up, just to keep pushing and just to keep
Battling.
persevering, and just battling no matter what. And I think that's why I'm alive today, based off my conditioning mentally and physically from martial arts. And that's why I'm so passionate. And I think that heightened my passion towards martial arts even more, just by like living through what I did and kind of telling myself that this is the reason why I survived, was because of the mental and physical conditioning of a fighter. So yeah, and that's kind of where everything opened up, and I was like, I owe my life to this sport, this art.
Far out.
Yeah.
And then you've probably woken up and you're saying to your mum, when can I fight again?
Yeah, well, what's funny was I was preparing for the 2020 WKA World Champs in Poland.
Yeah. Wow.
So I was training non-stop. I was, and it kind of summed up to why my crash happened in the first place. I was working full-time. I was training just 24/7.
Depleted.
Yeah, depleted. I didn't have the understanding of what I do now around sleep and nutrition and hydration and all of the above. So I think it was something that was kind of bound to happen at some point, maybe not to the extent, but something drastic was going to happen. And it really just woke me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's full on. So now, having that approach to now what you know now, how is the difference, like working on sleep and nutrition? Tell me about that. Like let's go through a little protocol and prepping for a fight. How does that work?
So prepping for a fight, like for me now, it's kind of, I'll have about like a 6 to 8 week camp.
Yeah.
And depending on, I guess, kind of what weight I'm trying to hit, then dieting will kind of be implemented. I've been doing a lot of S&C with Lockie.
Good, he's a legend.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Shout out to Lockie.
Yeah, shout out to Lockie. So yeah, I've been doing that 3 times a week, and that's just for my S&C side of things. And then I've been linking up with Bones for, I guess, extra sparring and stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
So just getting that diversity in with different boys, new faces.
Yeah, different skills.
Yeah, different skill sets, and kind of just putting it to the test and just adapting to kind of any given situation and environment.
So Connar just had a fight on the weekend, and I'd love to touch more on that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So in terms of like the prep on how you got to that, sparring with new people, getting exposed from all types of scenarios that could happen, what do you feel like that was your weakest part of that? What did you feel like coming into this fight, what did you need to work on the most?
I think one of my biggest things that I lacked was kind of motivation.
Okay.
In some areas. Like there was days where I was like, oh no, I'm not going to run today. Like I needed that, almost like I needed a coach figure myself. I needed that bigger person to be there.
Partner.
Yeah, just to keep me accountable. As much as my fighters keep me accountable, they're like, hey, like chuck your shoes on, how come you're not running, this and that. And it kind of, like the guilt eats at me, so I end up chucking my shoes on. But yeah, I feel like a big thing that I struggled with was kind of just that motivation side of things, like trying to motivate myself just to do that little bit extra more.
Yeah.
Because for me, I think it's what you do more of outside of what's been said is what kind of adds to your progression in a way.
I think it's called the ACM. Andrew Huberman talks about it. It's like the anterior mid-singular cortex, and what it is, it's doing stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
That's going to make you succeed. So well done on doing that. What's one thing that you really excelled with your fight camp this time?
I think fitness.
Cool.
Just like the cardio, the sprints, the running.
Killed it.
As much as there was days where I didn't want to run, I still stayed disciplined and did it anyway. So I think my fitness was probably the biggest thing that stood out. Even after the fight, Johnny was like, mate, it looks like you can go another 2-3 rounds. And I said to him, I'm like, yeah, no, I probably could. I actually can.
Yeah.
So I felt fit. I felt sharp. There was just probably a couple things that, for me, that I lacked was probably just not having that main figure of a coach.
Yeah. You know that now, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
So it's just taking stuff away and looking at what I did good and then what I can kind of do better next time.
And that's how you succeed. So
exactly.
Well done on that. So run me through getting the hands wrapped, getting in the ring. What's that like?
It's such a like for me, I think every fighter has a different outlook on it. For me, it's the best feeling ever, knowing that you're kind of just getting prepared for war in a way, or battle, getting your hands wrapped, getting your rub down, getting all your TFL, and everything. It's just it's kind of unexplainable in a way. It's one of those feelings that you kind of have to be in to almost feel it and relate to it.
I can see why my twin loved it so much. I think she did like 14 pro fights. And
oh wow!
Yeah, she loved it. She's gone down the jiu-jitsu route now, which is great. But I can see why there's that symbolic in a way of you're preparing, you're ready. Yeah, full on. Crazy. Do you have a certain little routine a certain amount of music you got to play, a certain song, something you got to do? I
think J. Cole was someone who hugely inspires me in the music realm. I also, like, I've got some, like, pre-fight rituals, I guess. Like, I say a bit of a prayer, a bit of a thanks to my mum, my coach, my fighters for kind of bringing me up to this point.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And then, like, I'll usually have, like, one of those cognitive brain drinks.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of gives me my...
little buzz.
My little edge.
You're on.
My little edge, you're on.
Yeah.
And that's kind of about it, yeah.
And then you're in.
And then I'm in, and I think once I'm in, the best feeling is when I get behind those ropes and I kind of just sit in my corner, I just breathe it in, breathe it out, and then I kind of just know I'm ready, in that zone.
That's crazy. So outside of the fight world, what does a life of Connar look like?
A life of Connar outside the fight world. Oh,
Stumped you.
you did stump me. It's hard. Well, I know back home because I had the accessibility of being able to do the things I like hunting, fishing.
I've got to take you fishing.
Yeah. I've got a mate that he's got his own farm, and we go claybird shooting.
Perfect. Beautiful.
So like I'm very outdoorsy.
Whereabouts?
In New Zealand.
Oh,
in New Zealand.
I was like, I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
Why haven't I been there? Yeah, right. Cool. So that was your vibe. Outdoors. Adventure.
Outdoors. Yeah. Love firearms.
Yeah.
Love still immersing in all different sports.
Yeah.
Haven't gotten around to AFL yet, or footy is
Lol.
what it's called.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's okay.
I've just been
You just got to
basketball
tell everyone
and
you love cats. That's it. You're in
Yeah,
Geelong.
yeah,
You love the
yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
Leave it at that. You don't have to know anything.
it's kind of the biggest tip I learned.
Yeah.
Was just up the cats.
Yeah, up the cat is.
That's
That's it. That's all you need to know. That's literally it. Oh, that's great. So what is goals for future? So you've got Connar looking to maybe prep for another fight, or have we got Connar wanting to be the best coach, Muay Thai coach in Geelong? What have we got in store for Connar?
I think some future goals that definitely come to mind, and what I've kind of told myself is, so I've got another fight on the 17th of May.
Okay.
That's Power Play Promotions, which
Yeah.
is it's getting up there in the in terms of the bigger cards. That's at the
Cool.
Melbourne Pavilion.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
17th of May.
Yeah,
Save the calendar dates.
it's a Friday.
Okay.
And another goal, so I definitely do want to just keep immersing myself in the fight game, and kind of I'm wanting to secure a state title this year.
Cool.
So that's definitely one of my bigger goals, either a state title or an Australian title.
Big deal.
Yeah, big deal. So that's one of the main ones, and then I guess my biggest one is kind of just it comes back to the coaching. I want to be the best coach I can be, or I know I can be, for my fighters.
For sure.
And for elite and myself. So I think that's what comes
everyone at Elite
first.
loves you, and they all love
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
Really cool. That's good. Have you learned a lot from new Australian members compared to someone in New Zealand? Have they got a different vibe? Like, yeah, mate.
I think definitely the accents and some of the things people say are very different. But I think at the end of the day, whether it's New Zealand, Thailand, Australia, Europe, when you've got people, like-minded people in a martial arts gym, it's the same disciplines, it's the same
Language.
morals. Yeah,
and respect.
yeah, exactly.
For
Yeah,
sure.
so like, it all kind of sums up into the same bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one thing, being in Australia for 1 year, what's one thing that you haven't done yet that you really want to do?
In terms of being in Geelong, what's that walk? The
Yu-Yangs?
the Yu-Yangs.
How have you not done
I know. Yeah, like I haven't done that.
Well, I think I'm doing that on the 20th of April with my challenge group. Come on.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
pick
be
you
there.
up from the gym.
I'll be there.
You haven't done the Yu-Yangs.
No, I haven't done the Yu-Yangs, but I've
it's
heard
not
everyone go
It's
jargon
just-
on about it.
It's not that big of a deal, but it's a big deal for Geelong. It's fun. It's a nice little walk. You see everything.
Oh,
It's really
sweet.
cool.
Yeah, no, I'd love to.
What about outside of Geelong?
Outside of Geelong, I don't know.
Do you want to see more of Australia?
Yeah, definitely want to see more of Australia. The only places I have been, so this is my first time in Melbourne and Victoria, so I've been to the Gold Coast, been to all the theme parks and stuff, all the touristy destinations, Surfers Paradise, etc.
Yep.
I would like to go, like, the Northern Territory.
Cool.
Or even like Perth, or
Crocodiles,
just somewhere.
Do you know what? I've
somewhere
never
different.
been to Perth, and I've heard nothing but good things. The only negative I've ever heard from Perth is it's so far away. That's literally it. Apparently it's beautiful though. Worth doing. Put that on the bucket list.
Yeah, so in terms of Australia, I definitely want to go travelling and seeing a bit more in terms of Australia.
Yeah.
And then Thailand is a goal of mine.
Cool.
Just to upskill myself as a fighter and a coach.
Yeah.
And then bring back that real traditional Thai style back to elite and just Australia in general. So
and implement that.
Yeah,
That's
exactly,
cool.
exactly. So I've just got a handful of goals I want to slowly tick off. So
Name one that you're going to achieve. What is it? by, what are we, March? Are we in March? April. End of April, what do you want to achieve? Before the fight comes, what's one thing you'd like to achieve that I can keep you accountable? And because it's on video, you have to achieve it.
Yeah, correct. One thing before the end of April.
End of April, so a month from now.
A month from now, I would like to have at least 3 of my fighters
Love it.
on a card, whether
Sick.
that's Muay Vic or just any kind of fight promotion.
Well, if they need help with nutrition, I can help with that.
I will send them your way.
I love that. Oh, that's a good goal. I love that. This is a really coach's headspace.
I'm really just wanting to bring the best out of my fighters.
I love that.
Because it's something that my coach did for us and myself as a fighter, giving me those opportunities to kind of fight all the time. So it's something that I feel is right.
You've got the love and support to give.
The
knowledge,
correct,
the passion.
correct.
They'd love that.
Yeah.
Have you got some ideas of who?
In terms of opponents,
No,
or
like 3 people you want to put in the ring.
3 people.
You
I've
don't have
got
to say names.
no names.
No, I mean if you want to go.
Okay, nickname Gus Jr.
Yeah.
Josh Maloney.
Yeah.
He's one of my main ones. Potentially, I want to find a match for Jacinta.
Yeah.
Just in terms of
cool.
what weight she can kind of get to, and then I would love to put Hayden in again.
That's sick. Well, hopefully they watch this video.
Hopefully you guys watch it.
I'll edit it as quick as I can so they can see it. That's really cool. I love that. All right. I want to ask one more thing, Connar. What is one fun fact that the crew can learn about you that you're willing to share? Fun fact, random as.
Random fun fact. What's an example of that?
An example for me is I don't sleep with any pillows. I sleep just on the mattress. Like, I don't like pillows. Just knock me out, cold mattress. Random fun fact.
Fun fact that is completely irrelevant?
So irrelevant.
So irrelevant, okay.
Give me something random that I don't even know that I'm like, what?
Okay, well, my favourite cutlery utensil is a little spoon.
Why?
There's something that it does to my brain. It lasts longer.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like if I've got a tub of ice cream, I wouldn't eat it with a big spoon because it goes faster.
Yeah, more bites.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like cutting pizza instead of 12, you cut it into 16, 18 pieces, then you feel like you got more pizza.
Exactly. And I guess another way of kind of thinking about it is like big bites to chewing your food first and kind of like thinking about the flavors and this and that.
I love it.
So for me,
bites.
I just had someone ask me once, like, what's your favorite type of spoon? And I was kind of baffled. I was like, I don't know, like a little spoon?
Yeah, a little spoon.
And then it just made sense to me that like my whole life I've had yogurts, ice cream just with a little spoon,
Tactical.
So that's my my fun fact.
I really like that. That's really cool. Well, we will wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining me on my little podcast.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
We've got the new setup. So we've got Liz, my client, gave me that. How beautiful.
It's
got
beautiful.
My logo on, got the greenery, got my plants.
It almost looks like power.
It's so cool. I really love it. Got the sofa, the armchairs. They're pretty cool. How are they for the first sit?
They're pretty comfy.
They're pretty cool, aren't they?
I do like them.
And my little setup, I'm very happy with it. So thank you. My 4th podcast. Very grateful. Hopefully it's on YouTube very soon. I will put it up as quick as I can. Thank you so much for joining me.
No,
I'm very grateful.
Thank you,
and
Kate.
I'll see you in the gym.
Cheers.
See you.